So we live in a very, very, very wonderfully creative world. Why creative? Because this movement also suggests something fantastic, that there are new possibilities. And if we could capture those new possibilities and make them manifest, that's the explanation of creativity.
So what you're saying is that objects like this desk are not in fact still, but are slightly moving all the time.
They're slightly moving all the time.
And what is the number that they're moving? How far?
It's very small. The center of mass of this table, for example, it's pretty massive, probably moving about 10 to the minus 18 centimeters in a discernible time, like a minute or two.
So it just sort of moves back and forth and back. So the whole we really do live in like a hologram.
Well, hologram is not always a good metaphor, but it is for this case because, the objects can appear in more than one place in that sense. Hologram, the information appears everywhere on the hologram. So these objects carry information which is in more than one place. Potentially, it is more than one place. This is why we say that we have discovered a new world of potential from which our ordinary reality is created. So ordinary reality is not as fixed as we thought it was. If you allow the objects to go more and more in the quantum domain, in the realm of expansion into new possibility, where it has not expanded before, not so much with tables and chairs, mind you, but with our thoughts, with our feelings, then we can really get into creativity.
So how would you do that? How do you go into the quantum domain with your creativity?
Well, that's when then I have to talk to you about the creative process. If you look at the creative process, creativity researchers have found that there are 4 stages. The first stage, everybody knows, preparation. That just I read up, I talk with you, I get some knowledge from picking your brain, I listen to a teacher, I listen to audios, videos, internet, of course, and get some knowledge about the subject. And then creativity researchers find a very strange thing happens. The most creative people, they are not just doing preparation. They also sit quietly and do nothing. They really sit quietly and do nothing. They call it the period of incubation, like a bird sits on an egg doing nothing. See, imagine, it was a tremendous surprise. Nobody understood why do we need to sit down. Creativity, after all, is action. Why do we need to sit down quietly? Why do we need to do nothing? And then quantum physics came along, and we realized that in between our thinking, these objects' thoughts, they are possibilities of meaning. They're waves. So, like all waves, I was talking about the water wave before. If you throw a pebble in a pond, the water waves will expand as expanding crest lines. So same thing happens with the thoughts. They expand in meaning, become waves of multiple meaning, possibilities of multiple meaning, expanding. The more they expand, the more meaning this packet of possibility will contain. And so you have a better idea, better possibility, better probability of capturing a new meaning. Because if you have a bigger possibility pool to choose from, obviously your chance of being creative is greater. This is the idea that has explained how creativity comes to us. Then when the actual answer appears, the new meaning that we are seeking, when it appears in the pool, and when I see the gestalt of all the new meanings that will give answer to my problem, then I pick it, then I choose it. Still in the unconscious. That's where my causal power of creativity lies, still in the unconscious. But now it becomes conscious with a whammo. This is the quantum leap, a discontinuous change from possibility into actuality. So I actually captured the new thought, Joe. I actually captured the new thought. And that's so surprising because it's new. Creativity researchers call it aha insight. You have heard of aha.
So the idea is that the imagination is a quantum realm.
Imagination takes us to the realm of possibility. If we can do it from conscious into the unconscious. Conscious imagination is still a stepping stone to the domain of possibility. But if we imagine consciously, that is like stoking the unconscious, that eventually gets into the unconscious. And this is where things have this capacity of propagating, expanding, wave-like, becoming bigger and bigger pools of possibility for consciousness to choose from. And when we choose, a new possibility might arise, or a whole combination of new possibilities might arise, which will contain the answer to my question. As I said, it's very mysterious. I call it the do process, because you need to do, but you also need to be doing nothing.
To create.
To create.